So we got, in total, 5 more lessons. 2 more for one class and 3 more for the other class. And it's coming up to Friday. So I really think that having a live online showcase is the worst idea. And with that thought, having so much evidence to support that, where I've witnessed a YouTube video where it's a side-by-side video of two people having a conversation. You see a glitch on one video, your mind kind of remembers that, takes notice of that, even though the conversation is happening, the dialogue is happening on the other video. You're still aware of that, so it's fucked. That's what I'm trying to say. It's fucked. You can't keep switching like attention. So I don't think it's a good idea. There's lag, there's audio dropouts, there's screen freezes, there might be distracting items in the frame. You're in a fixed frame and it's pretty much flat like this. It's not like this, or it's like not like that, or like this. Or, it's fixed. That's what I'm trying to say. A fixed frame, completely fixed. And I had to email the school about what I believe to be a responsibility issue from a teacher's point of view and a student's point of view in terms of preparation for the next class. But pretty much he started it, man, with saying that my video was lagging out. And you know what? Ironically, his video lagged out yesterday. Pretty much at the same time where he said that my video lagged out each week. So that leads me to believe that there's an issue with the teacher's internet. Because the previous week, I recorded it in my daily walk sessions, is that in the previous week, not for me, but for 2 other students, he experienced lag on their videos when I didn't. So, and even though the teacher asked if anyone else was experiencing lag, that's not really relevant, you know, because there's so many connections going into one room. It's not their connection you should be worried about. It's not their connection that you should be worried about. It's your connection. So I think had he not started it, I would have a little bit of respect for this teacher. But as the time's gone on, I pretty much don't think I can ever respect this teacher. And what scares me is that this person is also a director. So to think that There are some directors out there like this. However, on the learning side, I know that when I get jobs, when everything opens up again for theatre, film, movie, TV, etc., that I may not work with someone that I like, and I need to put that aside. I may not work with someone that I respect, and I need to put that aside and just focus on the work. Yeah, that's the difficult part, focusing on the work. And not everything is beautiful and fantastic. Yeah. There are other words in the English dictionary. There's other things that you can say. There's gonna be there is a part of me which is like, because there's only 2 more classes left with the teacher, and I haven't used up any of my absences. That I just don't want to deal with this nonsense, and by not dealing with this nonsense, I mean not coming to class. But the other part of me is like, if I don't face it, if I don't experience this, then I won't get the emotional memory necessary for other parts in the future. And what's another 5 hours with this teacher? After that, I don't ever see this person ever again, right? And it's only a text of 2.5 minutes at most. So essentially, what I'm saying is, feelings and actions are separate. Actions need to override feelings. Sometimes feelings can be so strong that you don't take any action. And I've fallen into that category today, where going back to the terrace house, I feel so strongly about the show that it's kind of sad that it's going to end. It's kind of sad that I've got no one to talk to with about the show. That midway today, I just slept until about half an hour ago, because it's just so sad to know that this is what life has become. And having focused so much on doing shit rather than making friends, which I can just pick up the phone and call, it's different. So back to the teachers. So the class is called text, right? And we're not doing any text work. We're doing improvisation to help with the text. Like, okay, fine. I guess that's just a method, right, of figuring things out. If I had to compare the two teachers, this particular teacher has it more screwed on. However, this particular teacher uses AQI a lot. And it could just be a habit, but whenever I hear AQI, it makes me feel that that person is not confident enough in what they're saying, or that the person doesn't want to say anything too direct in order to hurt this person's feelings, when actually hurting this person's feelings is going to give them a better lesson in the future. Right. So, I think they call it positive reinforcement. And that's a dangerous game to play, because that doesn't build you up for the world. If you keep reassuring someone that everything's going to be okay, that life is a box of chocolates, that's not really beneficial in the real world. When you do get booked for roles. So that's my stance on it. Okay. The other teacher, pretty much using the same words, and then using the phrase, trust me, doesn't make me want to trust the person, the teacher. Overrunning class. Maybe I'm too analytical, right? Where you got 2.5 hour class. Okay. You got 15 students. 2.5 hours is 150 minutes. Divided by 15 is 10 minutes each. Roughly, right? No, not even roughly, exactly. And so you open up the class and say, how's your week been? How's preparation? Etc., etc. Then each class member should get less and less time, rather than 10 minutes, if you want to be fair about things, right? But if you're going to diversify, if you're going to devise, if you're going to treat it not as a lesson, but more as a production in terms of fixing things for a production that's never going to happen, then you're going to ultimately spend more time on one student compared to the other students. Okay. For me, it doesn't matter where I go, if I go first or last, because my preparation doesn't prepare me to go first or last. It prepares me to go. Okay. So that doesn't matter, right? The fact that the title of the course is monologues, and there's so much backstory or whatever on these things, it's kind of puzzling to me. That's what I'm saying. Because backstory applies more to an entire piece. And whenever I perform something, like just perform it, invariably it's going to be from my choices, which I've thought about, played around with. Okay. Then, should there be a second go, then there's going to be direction, right? And with direction, you drop all your preparation and you just use what you prepared as groundwork and take on the direction. And when you take on the direction, then you do what you have to do, right? Because at that point, you're being asked to change what you've prepared. And as an actor, you damn well have to learn how to drop everything and just go with the flow, because that's your job, right? If this was in a normal drama school environment, and your preparation, your notes on the scene or the piece of work or the monologue, whatever, that shouldn't be criticized, because that's always going to play in the back of your mind whenever you see a piece of work. For example, if you go one time, right, and it's okay, really, really basic and using adjectives, so it's not even relevant, but if you play it really happy the first take, and then you direct it to play it sad the second take, and you do play it sad, then of course there's going to be a difference, because in your mind you're comparing it, as well as everyone in the room has heard the note, right? So that's not really teaching, that's just listening to direction. But perhaps this is me just being too logical about it, being too analytical. I guess in the art world, you're going to have people which, in quotes, aren't very intelligent. So kind of have to roll with the punches on that. Anyway, doesn't really bear too much thinking about. In terms of preparation, it's just a monologue, right? Finally got the play name and author. Look through the monologues, the supposed monologues that have a potential. Haven't really elected one yet. So from there, I guess, after Friday's lesson, start preparation on that, and then just go from there.